Preserving endangered languages and dialects, strategies for cultural conservation. Introduction. Endangered languages and dialects are valuable repositories of cultural heritage and linguistic diversity that face the threat of extinction due to factors such as globalization, urbanization, and language shift. Preserving these languages is essential for maintaining cultural identity, promoting linguistic diversity, and safeguarding knowledge systems passed down through generations. Here are strategies for preserving endangered languages and dialects. Document and record. Begin by documenting and recording endangered languages and dialects through linguistic research, fieldwork, and language documentation projects. Collect audio recordings, video footage, written texts, and other linguistic materials that capture vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and cultural practices associated with the language or dialect. Create language archives. Establish language archives and repositories to preserve and disseminate linguistic materials collected during documentation efforts. Collaborate with academic institutions, libraries, museums, and cultural organizations to create digital archives accessible to researchers, scholars, community members, and language learners. Develop language revitalization programs. Develop language revitalization programs and initiatives aimed at revitalizing endangered languages and dialects within their respective communities. Involve community members, language speakers, educators, and cultural leaders in the design and implementation of language revitalization efforts. Support Indigenous language education. Promote Indigenous language education by incorporating endangered languages and dialects into formal and informal educational settings. Develop curricula, teaching materials, and language learning resources that cater to different age groups, proficiency levels, and learning styles. Establish language nest programs. Implement language nest programs that provide immersive language learning experiences for young children and their families. Language nests create supportive environments where children can learn endangered languages and dialects through play, songs, storytelling, and cultural activities. Encourage intergenerational transmission. Encourage intergenerational transmission of endangered languages and dialects by fostering communication and language use between elders and younger generations within communities. Create opportunities for language speakers to share their knowledge, stories, and experiences with younger members of the community. Promote cultural celebrations and events. Organize cultural celebrations, festivals, and events that highlight endangered languages and dialects and celebrate linguistic diversity within communities. Showcase traditional music, dance, art, and storytelling as integral components of language revitalization and cultural preservation efforts. Advocate for language rights. Advocate for language rights and linguistic diversity at local, national, and international levels. Raise awareness about the importance of preserving endangered languages and dialects as essential elements of cultural heritage and human rights. Foster collaborative partnerships. Foster collaborative partnerships between linguists, community members, government agencies, NGOs, and other stakeholders to coordinate efforts and resources for language preservation and revitalization. Pool expertise, funding, and support to maximize impact and sustainability of language conservation initiatives. Empower communities. Empower language communities to take ownership of language preservation efforts and actively participate in decision-making processes. Build capacity within communities to lead language documentation, revitalization, and advocacy initiatives that reflect their cultural values, needs, and aspirations. Conclusion. Preserving endangered languages and dialects requires concerted efforts from linguists, community members, educators, policymakers, and stakeholders. By documenting and recording linguistic materials, creating language archives, developing revitalization programs, supporting Indigenous language education, establishing language nest programs, encouraging intergenerational transmission, promoting cultural celebrations, advocating for language rights, fostering collaborative partnerships, and empowering communities, we can ensure the survival and vitality of endangered languages and dialects for future generations. So, let us join together in the collective endeavor to preserve linguistic diversity and honor the rich cultural heritage embodied in endangered languages and dialects.